welcome back to another movie review. Today we are reviewing The Holdovers. The Holdovers is a new movie that has just come out here in the UK. It's actually been out for about 2.5 months in America. It's a new movie starring Paul Giamatti, and he is playing Paul, actually. Somebody called Paul Human. He's basically a teacher. Doesn't really have much going on in his life. You know, he's dedicated his entire life to his career and his work and being a teacher and all of that. He's quite a strict teacher, quite a, not a dull teacher, I was going to say, but like quite a, to the point. Doesn't have much going on in his life, and he's very just like driven in that sense. But basically he is playing Paul, and he is a teacher, as I say. And The Holdovers is this thing in America where if you go to like a not like a boarding school, but like a college school or some sort of like school that's like you stay there, like a boarding school, I guess. Some family members will call up and be like, sorry, you can't come home for Christmas this year. We've got, like, you just can't come, we're away or whatever. And they're known as holdovers. So they hold over into the new year, basically. Now, it reminds me of Harry Potter, because obviously on Harry Potter it's the same type of thing. They all go home for Christmas and all that. But these are the holdovers. So these are the people that are left. So obviously Paul is left because like he basically doesn't have a family anyways, but also he just, he made like a mistake, or he had to pay something back or whatever to the head teacher. So he's I guess the responsible adult. There's about 4 or 5 children. This is like a boys' school, so there's 4 or 5 boys, and then like one of the cooks in the kitchen, and I think she is called Mary Lamb, and she was really good actually. She was she played a good performance. We also had Dominic Caesar, who plays Angus Tully. I think he was good as well. But we had like Teddy, Alex, Yi John Park, and Jason Smith. They were like the guys that were like held over. At one point in the film, Teddy's dad basically has like access to the ski resort or something. So Paul called up everybody and said like, do you want to come, on this skiing thing, and did the parents authorize it? And a lot of them did, but Angus's parents they couldn't get hold of, so Angus had to stay with Paul. And it's a whole story about Paul trying to not be so grumpy and think about other people's feelings and all that. So from his point of view, he had to like develop his like emotional connection, kind of being a father figure without being a father, of course. And then Angus, then he was very like short teenager, like to the point, and very like spiteful, and just everything would just annoy him and just get angry at stupid things. And it was that then as well for him. He had to kind of grow up a little bit, and respect like the teacher. Like, so when he go back to class, he wouldn't be like a class clown. He would respect Paul for who he was and whatnot. And it was a film about a journey. It was a journey into this thing. Now there is this whole thing that this came out obviously in America way before Christmas and over the holidays and stuff, and in the UK now it's out in January, which is mad. It is set around Christmas time. It is about Christmas in that sense, in terms of them being held over because of Christmas and stuff. But I wouldn't say it's a Christmassy film, because just because it's set around Christmas, it's like the same thing with Home Alone. Just because it's set around Christmas doesn't mean it's a Christmas film. It didn't feel like a Christmas film. It was a film about togetherness, about family, about learning about yourself. It was like a journey, and I think Alexander Payne did a great job at directing. Quite a small cast really, but he did it in such a way that he got the best out of everybody, I think, in my opinion. The look of the thing, I think, film was great as well. I even feel like when I was watching it in the cinema, I think it was like splashed on the screen. So I feel like some bits of the film were like filmed like with actual film rather than digital. It gave that vibe. Maybe it was just like a filter over the top of it, but it gave that vibe of like the oldness in the movie, which it was set at like the 1970s going into 1971. So I think, it was set around that time, and they tried to replicate that. I think it was great. I really enjoyed it. It was a very wholesome movie. It's obviously nominated for some awards and stuff, which is nice to see. Paul Giamatti, I think, was brilliant in this film. I think he's one of the most underrated actors ever, and I really liked his performance here. But review-wise, rating the film, what will I give it? I actually gave it a 4-star. It was good. I think the beginning, like 40 minutes, was just a bit too much. Like, gave us too much backstory about the whole school, which, in my opinion, we didn't really need, because we kind of just went into the whole, it was more about the father-son relationship, even though it wasn't a father-son relationship. It was that kind of thing that was the main thing about the film. So I just think the first 40 minutes was just a little bit too long. I think it just could have just gone like 20 minutes straight in, get into Christmas time, all the kids go home, and then you're left with the holdovers, and we start then developing those relationships. But other than that, from an enjoyment point of view, I really enjoyed it, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it was a well shot movie. I think it had some good aspects to it. Obviously set around Christmas, but I wouldn't say it's a Christmas film. So have you seen The Holdovers? Are you going to see it? As I say, a lot of people are saying this is one of their films of the year at the moment. Didn't give me that emotional connection that I look for in my movies to get me to the 4.5 and 5 stars, but it's definitely up there with one of my best 4 stars of the year so far. But let me know your thoughts down below. Have you seen it? Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.